as you feel like people in his pharmacology world didn't really know a lot about his faith life, I feel like those of us in his life of faith didn't really know much about all the wonderful things he was doing in pharmacology, because he never boasted, ever, about anything.
Church was, just a part of our lives from the beginning. And reading of the Bible was one of his, hobbies too, something that he took seriously.
Very much so.
We were attracted to the church because it was an integrated church, and most churches in Chapel Hill were not. And Curtis was a leader in the church. I mean, he took in teenage boys who were under child supervision as an emergency respite care for the primary foster care, and he would take those boys in for a weekend or on an emergency basis and just give them an opportunity to expand their horizon and have somebody who cared about them. And I really always admired Curtis for doing that. We came back for a home leave in 2006. Curtis had retired by then, and he could tell that his health was declining. And he told us that he had always wanted to visit Africa, and he thought he needed to do it now. So we said, well, come stay with us in Uganda. So he did in February 2007.
We took him to visit some of the partners that we worked with. And so there was a Catholic girls' school that we supported that was educating girls who had been abducted by the Lord's Resistance Army and had managed to return. And so we visited that school, and they were wanting to build a science building for the school because the science labs were really poor. And so Curtis was very instrumental in helping to energize that and raise some funds back here.
The fact that the girls had this really brand new, well-equipped science laboratory meant that for national exams, the boys' schools around there would come to the girls' school to take their exams. And it just gave a lot of pride and celebration that it was the girls, who had this to offer and share with the community.
In Uganda, somebody could be arrested and sit in jail for several years before their case would ever come up in court, and they might be innocent, but the breadwinner is away from the family. And so we were supporting the primary school education of the children. And so we took him to visit leaders of this project, and they told us that there was one boy who had just finished primary school and had gotten the top possible grade on their primary school leaving exam. And Curtis said, "You get him in school and I'll pay."
Curtis never actually met Julius because he just heard about him. And yeah.
And when Curtis died, we notified Julius about this, and he sent a letter of appreciation to the church. Julius then actually, when he finished secondary school, went on to medical school.
He won a scholarship to medical school, yeah.
So this Curtis's legacy lives on in Uganda. One of the parts of Curtis's legacy is the hymnal which he donated to the church, the African American Heritage Hymnal. And it's inside is a dedication to his parents. And so he bought these hymnals and donated them to the church. One of his lasting legacies, I guess.
After he passed away, there was no question that the church was going to have a memorial service for him. And some family members, I think, came up for the memorial service. And it was packed. I mean, the room that we're sending in now is just full of people, including, of course, a lot of people from pharmacology and from neighbors he'd known in many parts of his life that we weren't very aware of as part of his faith community.
The Old Rugged Cross is one of his favorite hymns, and so we played. The congregation sang the hymn for the service, and I was asked to play that.